Hi.
Welcome to our podcast, everyone. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Lexi Sheridan Kuhn.
Hi, I'm Erin Burnell Fishbaugh.
Welcome to the Foreignish podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, Erin, what are you up to?
Not much. It's just a Sunday evening
Yeah.
here in España.
In España, everything's closed.
Just hunkering down. Everything's closed. Nothing opens on Sundays here. So it's a
Yeah.
really chill, relaxed day.
We were just talking about how, like, little mini culture shocks, right? Because we both studied abroad we went to UPV, and at the time, they housed everyone, they probably still do, they housed everyone in Las Arenas or Algorta, which is like the outskirts of Bilbao.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just remember when I'd get home from university, it would be like siesta time, and I couldn't run errands, I couldn't go grocery shopping, like, I couldn't get anything done because everything was closed. It's crazy. I wonder
Yeah.
if it still is.
They're serious about their siestas. I don't know. I haven't been to, Romo, my old neighborhood.
Romo.
Romo is my old
Oh
neighborhood.
my God.
Las Arenas. I haven't been there for a long time, but a lot of their shops are locally owned, so they definitely close down for siesta. It's not like a chain store where they just keep it open.
Yeah.
But here in Victoria, there are a lot of stores that close for siesta still. Like,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're not
That
open
makes
between like
sense.
1:30 and like 4:30. Forget about it.
Yeah. I love that the Basque Country, though, has like maintained its
Yeah.
little cultural things, you know? I
Yeah.
mean, even in Bilbao, it's dead on a Sunday. Everything's closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, except like what you said, restaurants and bars and
Yeah, it's really lively, like the bars and restaurant scene on Sunday, like before
those
lunch,
are always lively.
Yeah.
Like without fail, everyone is always in a bar at some
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
I
So,
love it. Yeah. Gosh, I can close my eyes and I can just picture Las Arenas. I know it like the back of my hand.
yeah, it's a pretty cool place. I love that. I love that area.
Yes,
And then
girl.
hop
Good
on the
times.
Puente Colgante and go over to Portugalete for
Oh
a night
yeah.
out,
Oh yeah.
the big hill.
Gosh. Yeah, fun times. I mean, I also remember it just being really, I don't want to say dark, but always
Dark and
it was
dreary.
always like fucking like cheaty meaty raining when I was studying there, like, way back when, and probably the same for you.
Yeah, yeah.
I think historically the weather has gotten better and better. It's probably like global warming or whatever,
Yeah,
but
it's
it
really
was always
beautiful
just
here
like
now.
under a cloud of, it was always
Yeah,
gray skies.
yeah. There was a
That's
lot of
always
rain back
a
then.
lot of rain. Yeah,
Definitely.
a lot of rain. And I just envision Las Arenas like everything always being closed. And I don't know why, except for the bars.
Except
Yeah,
for the bars. So we were always in bars, yeah.
I know. Today we were going to talk about some fun stories. We wanted to talk a little bit about dating. I mean, I know you've been with Jose, which it feels like forever, which is great. But you were single for a period, so you probably have a couple of stories.
I was single, yeah, for a little bit. About a year and a half, I think I was here single, dating
A year and a
people.
half. Yeah, that's it, right? Locked it down.
Some funny dates,
Tell
funny,
me a
funny
dating
people.
story.
Oh my God, there was this one guy. So we were out at fiestas of Bilbao. So, every year in August, they have like a week-long huge party in Bilbao. And it's just to celebrate the town, but it's ridiculous. There's just like stands everywhere and music everywhere, and people are out and just like having
It
fun.
is insane. It is a nonstop party everywhere. The city is trashed afterwards too. I mean, they clean it all up,
Yeah,
but
they've have
yeah,
some really
it's
good. The Bilbo
mayhem.
Garby is amazing.
Bilbo Garby. Okay,
Remember?
we have to talk about Bilbo Garby really quickly. Bilbo Garby is known for they have these little street cleaning machines, and it has been noted in series and things like that
Yeah.
where it's always in the background because it's true. There is always a fucking Bilbo Garby little street cleaner going through the streets at some point. Like I swear to God, every 10 minutes.
Every time you want to get on your phone and talk to somebody,
Like, God
it
damn
just
it.
appears behind you, and you're like, God, I'm trying to talk. And it's like,
I think they made fun of it in what is that really common
yeah.
Basque series? There's a
Yes,
what was the name of that?
Vaya
Do you remember?
Semanita.
Yeah, Vaya Semanita. And like, didn't they also have the two guys that were from Baracaldo?
Baracaldo.
Yes.
What was it? Yohan. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And I think in one
Yonander.
of
Yonander. Yonan.
Yonended. And in one of those episodes, I
Awesome.
think they were like in their, they had like tuning with their cars and they'd be out like listening to techno. And I swear to God, there was an episode where Bilbo Garby was in the
Just
background
like
of
in the
that because they were
background. Yeah.
making, yeah,
They're just everywhere. They'll
so
just
funny.
come out. I think there was a movie too, like Ocho Apellidos Vascos or whatever, that it was in the
Yes.
scene also. It's like, oh, there's always a
Just like
Bilbo.
in the background, like everyone's like, the
Yeah,
hell?
it's
And
always
it is
there.
so it is so true because if you live in Bilbao or you've been there, you notice that those little street cleaning cars, they're everywhere all the time,
Yeah, but
always cleaning. And it is a super clean city,
really
so
clean. Yeah, they
I
do a
get
great
it.
job.
Tax dollars at work, but that's so funny. Anyway, Bilbo Garby
Anyway,
cleaning up
oh
fiestas.
yeah, clean up. So we're at the fiestas, right? And so we were all out, partying, whatever. And this guy comes up to me, and he like was like trying to chat me up, whatever, was talking. And so, but we were leaving, so he's like, "Give me your number, give me your number." I was like, "Okay." He was like younger than I was, and I was like, "Whatever, we're out." So I gave him
How
my
old were you at the
number,
time?
and then he would call a few times, but I wouldn't answer because like the next couple of days I was kind of like, no, he was young. I don't think so. So one day I was out and like he called my phone and I don't know, just without even realizing it, like I picked it up and it was him and I was like, answer. But anyway, he convinced me. He's like, come on, just come out for a
Back
drink
in
or
the
whatever.
day before we avoided unknown numbers because it's always spam now. Back in the
Yeah.
day, like you're like somebody really needs to reach me
And
and
I
I don't
don't
have their
think if
numbers.
back then, I don't think we had smartphones yet. I think it was still a
Oh,
flip
like the
phone or
Nokia
something.
flip phone.
I don't remember. Anyway, so I ended up meeting up with him for a drink, and we were outside on a little terrace, and he ended up being pretty cute. I was like, "Oh, this guy's actually pretty cute." I couldn't remember like what he
Nice.
looked like or whatever. Yeah, and he was really
Well,
sweet.
wait, Aaron, how
Yeah.
old were you at the time?
So I was probably 31,
Okay.
and he was probably maybe 25 or 26. That's why I've just have never been into younger guys or whatever, so I was just kind of like, why even meet up with this guy? But anyway, he was pretty cute and he was really nice and sweet. And so we're both having a red wine. And of course, me, I swear I'm such a klutz. I am so clumsy. It doesn't matter where we are. We're sitting at this table, this nice terrace outside, and I'm talking to him, and I knock both of the glasses of wine over on him directly.
Fat,
Of course, I'm just waving my arms around like, whatever, and the
like a
glasses
true
so
Spaniard.
the red wine and everyone, the terrace was packed. They were all just like laughing and the guy's poor shorts were just like full of red wine. So he's like, my place is around the corner from not his place because he's only 25. It's his parents'
Mommy's.
place, right? So, but he says my place is around the corner from here. Let's just go over there. I'll just change real quick. And I was like, okay, let's go.
Did you meet his parents?
God. So we go inside, his mom's in the kitchen cooking, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so awkward and
Embarrassed.
embarrassed. And she's like, oh, who's the girl you have? He's like, Mom, I gotta change. So he leaves me alone with his
God,
mom in the kitchen.
worst
I'm just like,
nightmare.
and so she's like trying to talk to me and like asking me all about my life and like telling me stories about her son. And I'm just like, he's taking forever. And I'm just like, God, can we get out of here? And then he comes in and he sits down, and his mom's like, wouldn't you kids like something to eat? And I'm like,
No,
no, no, no.
no.
Can we leave?
Did you ever get out of there?
Yeah, finally, but it took forever and it was embarrassing. And I was
Did
just
you
like,
eat with them?
no, 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 no. I was like, no, that's so nice of you. But, we gotta
But I
go.
need to get the fuck out of
We gotta
here.
go. Yeah, something else
And so you
happened to
never
me
saw
with
him
a
again?
mom too, which was really weird. A couple times we saw each other, but it just kind of fizzled. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
But something else happened to me with like a mom too. So there's this guy that I don't know, I kind of was seeing every once in a while. He lived in Madrid, but he was from Aiboa. Do you remember Aiboa? It's
Yeah.
like near, yeah, that little place near Las Arenas or whatever, near Neguerdia Gorta and that stuff. So he was back or whatever for the weekend. And so we decided to go to another fiesta. It was like a fiesta somewhere in
There was
there in
always
Getcho. Yeah.
there was always like a fiesta in some pueblo.
Yeah, it was like in the
Like
summertime.
summer you can find in any given week or weekend some big town
Yeah.
party. Those are
And they're
really
really fun.
awesome.
They're really fun.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we had a lot to drink, and neither one of us could drive, and like the metro was down. So he's like, just, why don't you just stay at my place or whatever? And I was like, okay. Again, thinking it's his place, but it's not. And he's, obviously I kind of in the back of my head, I'm like, it's probably his parents' place, right? I'm like, so I asked him, I'm like, do you live with your parents or whatever? Or would they care? And he was like, no, my mom's super cool. She doesn't care, or whatever. So I'm like, okay.
Only in
I had
Spain.
been drinking too, so I was like, whatever. I like, I'm not gonna drive anyway. Yeah, I can't drive anywhere. So we go there, whatever, and we sleep, and like I get up in the morning and I
No.
go into the bathroom, and like as I'm coming out, his dad had like woken up from what asleep or whatever and was like trying to get in the bathroom. I'm just like, hey, buddy, whatever. He's
My
like,
God.
hey. And so like I went back in the room, and then I don't know, I fell back asleep, and then he and I woke up and went into the kitchen. He was like, "Here, let me make us breakfast." And I'm kind of like, I kind of just want to go
Were
home.
you hungover too?
Oh
That's
my
like my worst
God. I
nightmare.
mean, I was pretty, yeah, I'm sure I was hungover. Like, and you don't want to deal with anybody's and come on, you're like sleeping in your makeup and like what I'm sure I looked
Gosh, in your
ridiculous.
slutty outfit from the night before.
I'm glad it was a fiesta and it wasn't like a club night or something, I'm sure I had
Yes.
something at least like comfortable on
Decent.
or normal. I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, so I'm trying to get out of there and his mom comes in. I mean, she's like in her robe. I'm just like, I don't know who these people are. She's like, hi guys. She's like, you have to stay for breakfast. You have to stay. And I'm just like, shoot me in the head. So
Could have
yeah,
please
I
got me
stayed for
home.
breakfast and then it's like, I gotta go, man.
You kind of feel bad. It is a really
Yeah.
common thing. They're very familial, like especially, well, all over Spain, and it's just people are very blasé once you're in their home. They're
Yeah.
super accommodating. It's like really nice, but you're also
Really
like,
nice.
I don't want to meet your parents when I just met you last night. Like, can we? But yeah, it is. It's people live at home forever.
Yeah. Forever.
I remember, I won't say his name, but my ex-husband's brother, I think he moved out of his parents' house a couple years ago. And he's like 45 now, 47. I don't know
Oh,
how
yeah.
old he is.
It's
He's
totally
he's an old
normal.
ass man.
He's an
I'm
old
like, are you
ass
gonna
man.
retire with them? Are you gonna live
I
until
think some
retirement?
people do. I really do think some people do if they don't end up
Yes.
getting
Well,
married
there
or moving.
I do admire their relationships. There are families that are really close, and that's really nice. I couldn't stand living with I couldn't wait to get out of the house when I was
Yeah,
18.
and I think our parents couldn't wait to get us out of the house. You know what I mean? Like, I think it was
Yeah,
reciprocal. I think it went both ways. Everybody's
right.
just like, you're leaving when you're 18, or it's embarrassing.
Yeah. But I love that because it makes you more independent. I do feel, at places like Spain or Greece or Italy, they are not, I don't know if the word is sheltered, but definitely, yeah, they stay at home a long time and their parents, continue to provide. But that's hilarious. I would have been mortified.
So it was
Did you guys have a one night stand?
no, no, because we had been dating, like dating. I mean, we had been out a few times before. That wasn't like the first time I had met him, and I don't think I would have gone to his house, because I think not because I wouldn't have a one night stand, but because may have been a little afraid, like if I didn't know him or know anything about him, to just go to his house. I would
Oh,
have
yeah.
like
I
Jeffrey
mean,
Dahmer vibes or something.
well,
Like,
gosh, back in the day, though, like, just think about college. You lived in Miami. I mean, there was a lot of like, I
yeah,
could have been murdered
yeah,
many
yeah, that's
times.
what I mean. I'm pretty lucky to like be alive, I think, in some situations. But it's different when you're in another country. I think maybe I don't know if I've ever done that here in Spain, just like the first night that I met someone now that I think about it. But I don't know.
Hmm.
But back
I
in
mean,
college and like Miami, yeah.
I've had a, I've
Yeah.
definitely
And you've
probably
never had
have.
any like sketchy,
I'm still alive.
yeah,
I think
sketchy
I had the
experiences?
sketchy. I think I had the sketchiest situations in college
Oh,
because
really?
Well, first of all, I went to Chico State. I did play soccer, so I feel that's probably what saved me and got me through going to university there. 'Cause it was back in the day in like the 90s. It was just a party school. It was known for being a party school. When I went to college there, they had cut down on a lot of things because there were a lot of fraternity deaths. There were every year there were like 3 or 4 people that would die from like hazing.
From the
So they
hazing?
finally had to like
Wow.
crack down. It's
Yeah.
like scary shit. But I think, yeah, I just also you leave home at 18, you're at university, you're free. I just like
And
went off
it's
the
like
rails.
a university town too. You know, they're kids like you're between like 18 and 22. It's not like some older guy that's like trying to get you over to
No,
something.
yeah, it was
It
all
has a
like
safer
university
vibe.
kids. But I think that was probably where I put myself in the most unsafe situations
Yeah.
because I just was partying so hard. And yeah, there were some mornings where I was like, oh my gosh, I need to
Yeah,
get my life together.
yeah.
Yeah,
Figure out what I'm doing
I
with my
also
life.
think of that as a dark time. No, I think, being able to play a sport, we were D2. We were not bad. So
Yeah.
it's competitive and you had to kind of stay sober during the season.
Yeah, it was this responsibility,
But
you
then I would
know.
go off the rails in the off
Then you
season. But I'm trying to think about one night stands in a different country. Like I can think of when I went to go see my friend Tom, he was living in London forever and I went to visit. We like reconnected really randomly years later. He came to Bilbao. He's a childhood friend of mine. We went to the same schools from the Bay Area, but he was living in London and I remember he was moving away and so all our high school friends flew out to London to have this like last hurrah. And I do
fun.
remember I flew there last minute. We got really wasted all day and I did have a one night stand. And I was supposed to fly to Amsterdam with them the next day and I missed my flight and I just
Oh
flew back. I just
no.
flew back to Barcelona.
Oh no.
I woke up, I was like, oh my God, I was so hungover.
Like what happened?
Yeah. I
And you
mean, I
missed your
remember.
flight to Amsterdam. That would have been so much fun to
I
hang out.
know. Well, that was also it was all very last minute, and I
Yeah.
was only supposed to be there for like 1 or 2 nights, and they last minute booked to Amsterdam. I was supposed to go. I mean, I can think of that hangover as one of the worst hangovers in my life. And
I'm
then
sure,
I'm in the
yeah.
middle of downtown London. I'm like, okay, I gotta find my way back to this guy's place. It was super fun. That was the first time I've been to London. I would love to go back there. It's a fun city. But
You remember that one story that was telling us about where she said the guy kept saying it's just a yoke or
it's
something.
just a yoke.
It's a yoke.
Well, I remember her, and we'll have to bleep out her name. I remember her telling she used to be on Badu, and I guess Badu was like an absolute nightmare. I guess she would meet all kinds of freaks of nature on Badu, and I remember she started dating someone that she actually kind of liked. I think he was attractive, and I can't remember anything about his work and stuff like that. But I remember that he had a masturbation problem because
remember.
he was addicted to masturbating, which she found out maybe like 3 or 4 dates in. Like they were actually kind of starting to get serious, and she really, really liked him. And she found out that he had this. I don't know if she caught him. Maybe you remember something about catching him masturbating or him telling her that he needed to masturbate all the time. And the reason was because he had this traumatic brain injury.
Yeah,
He had some
something like that.
serious accident at some, I don't remember do you remember the story around his accident? But
No,
he
I
had a
don't
brain
remember, but
trauma.
yeah, something like an accident or something. Yeah.
I was blown away by her stories, but that one sticks out to me because you dated someone who had a massive traumatic brain injury, and this guy could not stop masturbating as a result of his
Out
brain
of all
trauma.
of the things that could have, like, he couldn't have become a savant or something from like his brain. It had to be like
I know, right?
masturbation,
He
but
could predict our future, something
I
cool.
know.
Yeah, that was crazy. She was really upset about it.
Yeah,
I
I
would
know,
be
because I
because
think
she
she
liked
really
him.
liked him. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I mean, but how do you like you can't continue with a guy like
Well,
that. I
also
mean,
I think that he was never going to be totally independent. There was also
mm,
he was fully functioning in terms of being able to like I think he couldn't really work. There was something wrong with his brain, and he couldn't really work, maybe because he was masturbating the whole time. But yeah, I think she figured out that that was a massive deal breaker.
Yeah, he
My
was
God.
different from the Yoke guy. But when I met Yoke, it was this guy trying to say joke because he was like to tell her that he could speak English, he knew how to speak English, and he wanted to speak English with her or whatever. And she was like, "No, that's okay. I speak Spanish," because she said English was like really bad. So he would say something, and then after it, he would be like, "It's just a Yoke," and she's like,
And
"Joke,
she's like,
it's a joke,
I
not
will
a Yoke."
smack you. Yeah, that's
Anyway,
probably the lightest of her
yeah,
stories.
yeah.
She also, well, we lived together for a time, but
She is. Yeah, we have.
she also dated a guy who had a rat tail. He
Yeah,
had like a
I
little,
remember the
do you
rat
remember?
tail.
And
It's
we
like
called him
super
Rat
long.
Tail. And I do remember one night we were out and she was dating him and she's like, "Okay, Rat Tail's coming out." And I ended up like he brought a friend and I ended up making out with his friend who we called Homeless Man because he was wearing two different shoes and two different socks. And we're like, "Is he homeless? He might be homeless." And then I like made out with him anyway.
You don't want them anyway. I don't care. He's homeless, whatever.
And forever after that, they were referred to homeless guy and Rat
And
Tail.
red.
No, she dated a guy, and I don't know if it was Rat Tail or if it was somebody else, but he would not take his socks off when they had sex. And it bothered her so much that he kept his socks on. It was like a whole thing. Oh, God.
I
I don't
wonder
know if I would
why.
have noticed.
I wonder why.
She just couldn't get over the fact that he'd be like butt naked in her room but
With
have his
the
socks on. She would get so annoyed with that. I think that's why they ended up not dating. He was known as Sock Guy. Anyway, well, she's got great stories.
yeah,
I'm sure I have good stories. I mean, I definitely have some spicy stories, which we could save for a different day. But
yeah. I don't have
as
any
far as
really good
dating, I
ones.
think dating for me, dating, living in a different country, especially after being married, was hard. I mean, again, the whole family thing, most in your 20s and 30s, most of the men you meet are living at home with their parents. A lot of
Hmm.
them are babied by their moms. Any guy that I dated, the mother-in-law was such an issue because not that they were bad people, they were just really overbearing and really involved in their sons' lives.
Yeah,
I dated someone for on and off for 3 years, which was not a great relationship, but his his mom had issues with his dad. So they were happily married and they'd been together forever, but she treated her son as if her son were her husband. So they would travel together because the father wouldn't want to travel with her, so she would take him on trips and it was really that wasn't like the only thing. There were multiple weird
yeah.
things
I'm sure. I'm sure.
that she babied him and she even he told me that she admitted to him she felt that she didn't have the relationship she wanted with her husband because her husband didn't want to do all these things. And so she would do it with him. Like they'd go grocery shopping together. They'd like cook together. They'd travel together. I think some of those things sometimes, like, yeah, hell yeah, those are your
Yeah,
parents. You love your mom, like you take care of
yeah,
her. But live with her and do all of those things with her like you're her husband. It
yeah.
was
It's a little.
it was not right. I had a issue with that. And I do remember also one thing that really his sister was like that too. So his sister kind of treated him like he was her boyfriend.
Oh my
It was
God.
so messed up. They both wanted him to be like their partner almost. Like the sister also, they would travel together. They lived together in Italy for a time. Like when they were living in Italy, like when he went back there too for a couple months, they were sleeping in the same room and sleeping in the same bed. I thought that was super disturbing. I even told my mom about it. I was like, this doesn't seem normal to me. This is like they're grown adults in their, you know, late 20s and 30s and their brother and sister sleeping in the same bed. Like I have a problem with that.
It's pretty weird. It kind of makes me think of Game of Thrones a little bit, but
Oh gosh, yeah. Where he doesn't he sleep
then
with
it
his
makes,
sister or something?
and that's disgusting.
Yes. Was really overbearing. They were really overprotective of him. They didn't want him to have a girlfriend. And
Yeah,
again, he would plan
and
trips with them. And
let alone like a needy girlfriend, like someone who's not Basque
yeah,
or whatever, like
yeah, that ended up not working out, obviously. But he also couldn't get his life together. He was always having some mental breakdown about
well,
like
I
what he
wonder
was going to do
why.
with his life.
He's got his mom and his sister trying to have a relationship with him. I mean, that's got to be like
Super disturbing. Super disturbing. Yeah, his mom never really took to me. I mean, we spent a lot of time with his family because he lived with his freaking parents the whole time we were together.
yeah.
And then I do remember he was always having an existential life crisis. And when I met him, he was living in Italy. He was like working at an airport. The airport
Yeah.
shut down.
I
He
remember
was,
this guy
in
vaguely.
Bado, unemployed forever. Finally moved back to Bilbao. It was just like he smoked so much weed. There were so many red flags, right? But he was always having like a nervous breakdown and he could not leave his parents' place. He could not make a commitment and like move in with me and like all these things. I was 31 at the time, I was
Yeah.
30, 31 when we were dating. So we were well of age and he could just never commit. Finally, the end of that relationship really was when I got a for the company I was working for, they wanted me to go to Valencia. Remember when I left Bilbao? And I wanted him to come with me. He was working at a bar at the time, and he did not want to give up that job because he had a steady, contracted, you know, income. And I'm like, you work at a bar, you can work at a bar anywhere in the world. That was like his big excuse. And then when he finally did come to Valencia, he freaked out after 2 weeks and left. And I'll never forget when he left. We had a massive argument. I think we really probably both deep down knew that we were not right for each other. We had so many problems, right? And so he like threw up his hands because we had this big argument. And I just remember he'd driven from Bilbao to Valencia to move in with me, finally like
Wow.
quit his job, all these things. And he had a car full. His mom had given him all these conservas, So it was bottled asparagus and tuna and good oil, like it was a shit ton of food. And I just remember when he left, he took all the fucking food. He took all the food out of the apartment and left because that's all he brought.
It's like, well, my
That's all
mom.
he had. I'm like, you're taking off with your tuna? Like, come on, bro. Yeah, his parents had another apartment in Alcocebar, which was like an hour north of Valencia. So he took all the food and he went to his parents' apartment. He ended up living there for maybe 6 months or
Oh,
something.
wow.
I remember he at one point he tried to beg to get me back. He came to see me where I was working in the academy in Valencia. He came with his mom.
No,
He showed up at my place of work. At that time, I was hooking up with one of my coworkers. It was the most awkward thing. And
that.
he wrote me this letter, which was, let this be a contract that I'll be loyal to you and I want to get back together. He wrote me a letter as like a contract,
That's
being
messed
like, I
up.
promise to be with you forever or whatever. And I like refused to sign it. I was like,
I can't believe he wanted you to.
he wanted me to sign it like a contract. It was him pledging his undying love for me and that he'd messed up so much and that he wanted to be with me. And he signed off on it. And he's like, I want you to sign off on it too. So we're together forever. And I'm like, I'm already having sex with this guy.
Yeah, sorry, this guy. You see that guy over there?
See that guy over there? Which ended up being another traumatic relationship, but save that for a
We'll
different
save
day.
that for another time. I
Yeah,
cannot believe
man.
that.
But the
You never
The
told me
moral of
that.
the story is that his mother and sister were super overbearing. I mean, also, I talked about this with my ex-husband. His mom was also very, very, very involved. She was really like, she helped me do a lot because, as you know, getting your visa and going through paperwork and all the bureaucratic hell, because you got your passport.
Yeah.
Didn't that take like
Take,
5 years?
yeah, it took forever. Took forever.
So all of that, I mean, she helped me do a lot of that stuff, but he didn't know how to do anything for himself. He didn't know how to cook. He didn't know how to do his laundry. His mom ironed his socks and underwear. I'll never forget when we were living together. We were staying in his this is my ex-husband. We were staying in his parents' second apartment or whatever. And they had come to visit, and we went out. My ex and I went out. We went for a hike or a walk or something, and we came back. She had gone in her room, taken all of the dirty laundry and washed it, and was ironing our fucking underwear and socks.
It's just really intrusive.
So intrusive. But these are the examples that I can think of, with mothers being
Yeah.
overbearing, not letting them do anything, cooking for them, cleaning for them. That's just the traditional way, but yeah, I could never really get used to that while with all of the partners that I had when I was living in Spain, because I seriously dated like 4 or 5, Spanish men.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think only one didn't have an overbearing mom because he was a full-blown sociopath.
So his mom was like, "Peace. You do you."
Some kind of family trauma. I had met his parents, and I thought they were pretty normal, but I will say one thing about that relationship was it was very common for them to be naked in the house. He's like, I just want you to know when we go to my parents' house, they might be naked. They
I
might be
would be like,
naked.
"No, I cannot. I cannot just hang out with your parents if they're naked."
Yeah, his mom would just have her tits out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay, I get it here that that's not a big deal. Like they'll
Yeah.
show breasts on TV, like beaches are topless here. It's not a big deal for women to have their shirts off. But I feel if you're gonna have company over, put a top on. I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. They he warned me that his family like tended to just be naked at home. And well, okay. I don't know. Maybe it's an Andalusian, Valencian thing. People
Maybe.
get really lax with their clothing, but oh man, yeah. Anyway, I had a series of short relationships all in my 30s with many different either Basque or Catalan or
Yeah.
Spanish men. Interesting, to see the family dynamics. I think the family dynamics was always one of the most difficult things for me because they spent so much time with their parents and their siblings, and it was every Sunday lunch, and they were just, the moms were up their sons' asses for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's hard. I mean,
Anyway, well, girl, I'm gonna let you go get some snacky poo
snack, you
poos
gotta
with
go
your
see what
hubby.
Jose's cooking out there. Smells good.
Yeah.
Smells good. What
Yum
about you?
yum.
What are you up to today? What are you gonna do?
First of all, I'm slightly hungover and my sanity is hanging on by a thread. But I'm gonna go for a walk with my neighbor, probably do some job search stuff,
Nice.
and then go to the sweat house and probably sweat out all the alcohol
Yeah,
that
you
I
should
just.
do that. Drink one of those powder things that you put in your water. Yeah, your electrolytes. You'll be fine. Go for a run. Get that, get it out of
Get
your
it out, get the
system.
traction shot. I
Get
need to
the
have a
toxin
detox.
out.
Traction shot. I need to fucking detox, dude. I need to stop drinking. I need to have. It's just not the season to stop drinking, you know?
I know the parties are coming, it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, everybody wants to meet up and
I
celebrate.
love red wine in December,
It is. It's nice. It's nice and warm, soothing, calming.
especially when it warms up my insides.
Warms up my
And then I
inside.
have explosive diarrhea later. But I love wine, except for that part. Anyway, tell Jose hi. Hola, ¿cómo
¿Cómo
estás?
estás,
And have a
Jose?
really great din dins. And I'll catch you next time. Oh, for all of our subscribers out there, make sure you press like, subscribe, and shoot us an email with your stories, podcast.foreignish@gmail.com. Don't make me spell it, Erin. At gmail.com. Podcast.foreignish@gmail.com. They get it. Just spell it correctly. If you're not sure, look it up, Google it, go to our podcast. Yeah, Google it. Thanks for joining. It's hard to book these guests. When you live in Spain, though, like commitment is not really a thing. People don't commit fully. Well, anyway, catch you next time. Everybody, see you next time. Tune in next Sunday, new episode. Ciao. Ciao, Bella. Ciao.